to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to share this fun DIY project with you. It's no secret that scrunchies are back in style, and I'm going to show you 4 easy ways that you can make your own scrunchies. 2 are going to be no-sew options, and 2 will be sewn options. For this project, you're going to need your choice of fabric. You're going to need a couple safety pins, elastic cut at 7.5 inches long. I use 1/4 inch elastic. You'll need a glue gun, scissors. If you're doing the sewn option, you're going to need a sewing machine. And then for one of our no-sew options, you'll need a heat bond hem tape. Get this at your local Joann's store. For this first option is a no-sew option. I started by ironing down one end and both sides about 1/4 inch, and I just folded that over and ironed it so that it would give us a nice seam to work with. You're just going to put a small bead of glue on one side and then put it on the other to lightly press it down. You don't want to use a ton of glue because you don't want it spilling out over the edge. So just go ahead and start from one end, ironing down all the way to the other end. Once you've finished pressing down your fabric and you have a nice tube, you can take one of your safety pins and hook it to the end of your elastic. You're going to use that to push the elastic through. Once I get it started, I take another safety pin and just loop it through the elastic and hook it to my fabric. That way you're not going to pull the elastic all the way through. There's nothing more frustrating than getting it all the way through and it rips right out and you have to start over. So save yourself the hassle and just pin it there. Once you've run your elastic through the tube, you're just going to tie it in a knot. And once your knot is tied, then you can tuck the non-folded in into the edge that you folded over, and do your best to try to line up the seams. It'll give you a cleaner look. And once you've got it tucked in and positioned the way you would like it, you can just run a bead of glue along each side and you will have your scrunchie. For this option, you're going to need the fabric of your choice. I wanted to do velvet because I thought it was pretty. It was a pain to work with. Velvet is super slippery, so if you are a beginner sewer, I wouldn't recommend it. You're going to need your 4-inch wide by 22 inches long for your main piece, and then I did a 12-inch by 4-inch piece for my bow. And then I just trimmed, I folded it in half and trimmed in this shape. I mean, it just needs to be a little narrower at the folded edge. So you're gonna fold it in half and then you'll stitch from the center to the edge, and then you will do the same thing on the other side, leaving a little pocket kind of where I pinned it in order to be able to turn it right side out. And once you turn it right side out, then you'll just stitch that little hole. Now that we have our fabric and our bow, we're just going to turn them right side out, and then you're going to run the elastic through like you did previously and tie it in a knot. For this one, I am going to tuck the ends inside of each other, and then I just stitch along that edge to close it up. Now that you have the edge stitched up, you're just going to loop one end of the bow through the scrunchie and tie it in a knot. Easy peasy. I love how this one turned out. It's my daughter's favorite. So this option is similar to the previous scrunchie. You are going to need a main fabric and then a liner fabric. You could use a tulle, you could use a lace. This is just another variation to give you another option. Once you have your pieces pinned together, then you will just stitch along the long edge, the raw edge. After you're finished with that, then we're just going to turn it right side out, and you will run your elastic through like we did with the previous ones and tie it in a knot. For this one, I also just tucked the ends inside of each other and stitched it closed with the sewing machine. Now all you have to do is cut a piece of the tulle or lace as long as you would like and tie it around the scrunchie the same as we did with the other bow scrunchie. Of the no-sew options, this one is my favorite. It's super easy and it's not messy. So you will need a heat bond hem tape. You can pick that up at your local Joann's store, or you can get it on Amazon, and we'll link it down in the description for you. The hem tape is a little wider than we need it, so I'm just going to trim it right down the middle, and that will give us roughly the size that we need. Make sure your fabric is facing right side up, and then you're just going to lay your hem tape along the edge and we will iron it together. Over at the sewing machine, we're just going to have the right side of the fabric up with the hem tape along the edge. Make sure that your hem tape isn't too close to the edge because you don't want this getting heated up and then sticking to your iron or your ironing board. So just fold over the other edge and press, press, press all the way to the end. Now that we have our fabric pressed, we're going to turn it right side out and run your elastic through like you did with the previous ones. Tuck it in, and I'm not going to use the hem tape on this because I don't want my elastic getting ironed because it weakens it and melts it. So just run a bead of glue like you did with our glued method. And voila, you have your scrunchie. I definitely prefer this method to the glue method, but if you don't want to buy the hem tape, then the glue method is a great option if you already have a glue gun. Alright guys, that's all for this video. You now have 4 easy ways that you can make your own scrunchies. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That really does help support my channel and I'm so grateful. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the notification bell, it will notify you every time I post a new DIY video, and we have lots of exciting things coming your way. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.